What's up guys, it's Katie with Wild Prairie Farm and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to get to take you guys to Gehringer's. This is our favorite orchard. It's close to us, about 20 minutes away. You can find us here anytime from April through October. They have everything from strawberries to blackberries, you pick flowers, apples, peaches, pumpkins, and everything in between. Donuts are a must when you visit Gehringer's. They change seasonally depending on what is growing. The apple cider donuts are absolutely delicious, and as you can probably already guess, they go pretty quickly in our house. Here's our haul. 40 pounds of apples, 10 pounds of tomatoes, a gallon of cider, a dozen cider donuts,
And bacon.
and bacon, local bacon. It was a good day, wasn't it, Sam? Yep. All right, back at the house, ready to process the apples. We just went to the farm store today. Because we're making applesauce, we needed the apple seconds. And those are basically the apples that aren't as pretty, that have little blemishes or spots out of them, so they're less expensive and are perfect for canning. So you don't actually need to go pick those. They have the seconds in boxes weighed out, ready to go for you to pick up to get preserving. We bought two 20-pound boxes today, and you'd be surprised after you core the apples and peel how they really don't weigh as much as you think. So these 40 pounds did 4 batches of the applesauce, which came out to 24 pounds total in actual usable apple. So that's why later you see we're going to use the peels and the cores to make apple cider vinegar, and I'm very thankful that we have a use for those instead of just throwing them away. Applesauce is one of the first recipes my mom and I canned. We kind of started canning together. We're definite newbies. Her mom canned, she didn't, but now that we have the farm, we're getting into it, and I'm really thankful, and she's right there beside me. She's my partner when it comes to the canning, and I'm thankful to do it with someone because it is like a science experiment and can be a little intimidating at first, so it's nice to have just another person there to go along the journey with you, if you will. My sweet Sammy, he peeled almost all of these apples. He is such a trooper. He loves to help, and I'm so happy just to have him alongside us in the kitchen. As you can see, he's super focused. He loves this job, especially because he gets to eat apples along the way. And you'll see quite a few times he just has a good time. He has his apple slinky, as he calls it, but I just love the joy that it brings him. Also, highly recommend, if you're gonna do the apples, get this apple peeler. My gosh, it will save you so much time.
Nice, all the way through.
Way to go, bro.
There you go.
Sillies.
There you go.
Print. There we go. We're gonna print the ACV recipe.
What is your slinky then?
Oh, okay.
The slinky?
Kind of is a slinky, isn't it?
The apple slinky?
Apple.
Here, we gotta make sure we get.
Just stay on the video.
Oh,
Yeah.
Any seeds? Check for seeds. You see some? Yep.
another favorite kitchen tool that I don't know how I lived without is the scale. I actually bought this when I was making sourdough, and I gave up sourdough, guys. I love it. I love it so much. But unfortunately, when I had the twins, I had to give it up. I couldn't have a third child because that's how it feels like sometimes. But everyone's talking about how much they miss it in my family. So I think this winter, with the time being inside, I'll probably start it again. But get a scale. This double batch, it fills up the entire pot. So you've got to break down all of the pieces to make sure that you just get it all below the rim at least. But it's crazy. The whole pot is full, but by the time it cooks down, it's half the pot. It's incredible.
I found this in the kitchen too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feed right there. You want some dinner? Oh, don't do it.
Oh, Sam! Shh. Don't you just love how little boys do things? At least the girls got a treat. Poor things. I've had to keep them in the run. We've had coyote issues. We've lost a few. So any treats they can get to help them feel better, because I hate to keep them in, but I'm glad they're safe. Yeah, so okay, while the applesauce is cooking, we are going to get started on our apple cider vinegar. So this recipe is from Homestead and Chill, and I'll link it in the description box below so you guys can try it too. So halfway full. You know what, I do it, and then I kind of just honestly
Oh goodness. Are we gonna have enough for all that many?
So I would just say get your, yeah, definitely get all those pores. Oh yeah, we'll have plenty. Okay. Pour lukewarm water over the apples until it's almost full. Stir in sugar. We need a tablespoon of sugar per cup of water. So that's why we have to figure out and make sure we know how much we've got. Oh, and it's like a splash of extra apple cider vinegar to help with the fermenting process. I didn't introduce her before, but this is my mom, Debbie, everyone. She'll probably be in a lot of videos, especially the preserving ones. Honestly, I'm thankful to have so much family around. She's always over, and appreciate all your help, Mom. You're the best. Where's the end? This apple cider vinegar recipe is so easy. I really hope you guys try it. It's just the apple scraps, water, and sugar, and then you just ferment it for a couple of weeks, shake it, strain it out, and you have perfect apple cider vinegar to use in your salads, for wellness, for your fire cider. These are old juice jars that I just, cleaned and sanitized, but you could use mason jars. You could do one huge batch in a large glass jar. It's really whatever you guys have on hand to use. And I also want to encourage you guys that you don't have to do everything in one day. So we only did one double batch of applesauce and apple cider vinegar this day. A few days later, I made more applesauce, but I did not want to do any apple cider vinegar, so I just threw everything in the freezer. And after this round of jars is done, I'll probably pull that out and do more, or I'll just give the scraps to the hens. Either way, no pressure. Like, you don't have to do any of this right away. Even in the garden, when I have extra, especially tomatoes, I just throw them in the freezer and I preserve in the middle of winter when I'm ready, because sometimes it can be really overwhelming. So I just want to encourage you, sometimes just like give yourself permission to just chill. You don't have to do everything in one day, and I've definitely learned that as a recovering perfectionist. Okay, so you need a breathable material on top of the jars for the fermenting process. So I just took an old tea towel, cut it up into little squares, and then every day when you do the mixture process, you just remove it, put on an actual lid, give the jar a mix and a shake, and just put the tea towel and rubber band back on. And yeah, it just stores in a cool, dark place for a couple of weeks. And here are the beautiful jars ready to ferment. That is our apple cider vinegar. Okay, I'm being really honest right now. This is my least favorite part. The emulsion blending is so rough, but it's necessary. But my gosh, my arms were on fire. I kept having to switch back and forth, But we got it done 30 minutes later. Oh my gosh. So here we are. My mom and I were just going to get the applesauce in the jars, get the rims cleaned off, all the air out, lids on, and into the water bath. So not as intimidating as you think. So I really hope you guys try canning. It's actually really fun and really rewarding. See, guys, I told you that pot was full of apples, like so full. I was like mashing them down to fit them all in. And then after you cook them down and blend them, the pot is half full. It's crazy. If you guys are new to canning and you want to try it, I would just recommend getting the canning set, which has the funnel, the jar lifter, the whatever that piece is called that you use to check the rim to make sure it has the proper amount of headspace and get the air out. And then just, yeah, get the ball book of canning, and then Walmart, Target, they have mason jars, and you're good to go. So of course you're going to need a large pot for your water bath to get your jars in. Thankfully I inherited this guy from my grandmother. And then you'll need a rack to put the jars on, because the jars cannot be directly on the bottom of the pot. They need some type of barrier. And guys, I'm still a newbie. I'm still definitely learning as I go, because I've only ever canned like a handful of recipes, but these are my tried and true. If I can figure it out and do it, I know you guys can too. That's kind of what it sounds like, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't want something else on TV.
Okay.
I do not.
Woo! I've dropped that jar! Hello! Alright, now that I'm a sweaty mess. Oh my gosh, the emulsion blender, 30 minutes. Back and forth on both arms. I am so sore. It is not for the faint of heart, but you can do it. Build your muscle. Anyway, we've got 6 quarts of applesauce. We made a double batch. We have 6 jars of the apple cider vinegar. That's just so easy and really great to make. So you should do that if you're making applesauce. So yeah, that's it. That's our apple recipes today. I think we're gonna make apple crisp too, with fresh homemade whipped cream. Yeah, but I hope you guys like these recipes. Everything will be linked down in the description box below. And thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. I'll see you in the next one. Later, friends.